Hey, John Hickok here. Got my, what's this thing called again? Cold Steel Shanghai Shadow. It's a pretty wicked looking throwing knife. I wanted to show you guys this new target system that I set up here. Now, if you follow me over on Instagram and possibly Facebook, Instagram is John _ Hickok 45, and then Facebook is just John Hickok. And you've already seen this thing, but I wanted to make a video over here on the And Son channel and just kind of show you guys like why I built this. Well, first that I built this, if you don't know anything about it, and why I built it and how I built it and what the plans are, you know, with this and everything. And for those of you who don't know, I've actually been kind of into knife throwing off and on for the past few years, but here recently, and just in the past like, I don't know, 6-7 months or so, I've gotten really into it. And I'm not great at it, but I really enjoy it. I've done tomahawk throwing for a lot longer, and I do enjoy that, but I've gotten to where I kind of like throwing knives a little better, even though it's a lot harder. You know, I don't know, there's something about it that feels a little bit more rewarding to me when you get those sticks, you know. So real quick before I take you up there and show you how I did all that. So this is, around here is kind of where I stand for my half turn distance, or actually it's more up here, which is basically, when I say half turn, I mean that I'm literally just flipping the knife over. So I hold it by the blade, and it's just flipping over one time and sticking on the target. Now, we're kind of live video now, so I may miss, we'll see. But I've gotten pretty good with this one. There we go. Wasn't a great stick, but come up here, Dad, and I'll show you what I did here. Okay, so these two right here are 6x6s. I dug a big hole in the ground, and I put them in there, and then I kind of like, you know, let them kind of hang to the right and the left like that. And then I put this 2x4 back here. You can see it's just like the one up here. Connected them with this 2x4 here. And then all by myself, I picked up this huge log, that section of a log that used to be on the main range where we would set up cinder blocks. That, you know, if you're watching the videos where we're shooting cinder blocks, or any of the videos, you can see that this log sitting on the ground, and we've got cinder blocks stacked on it and stuff there at the first part of the range. And this other side over here is all chewed up from bullets where we shot cinder blocks off of it. And I thought, well, we could just replace that easily, because this would be a good thing to set up here because of the shape of it. I thought it would kind of wedge really well between these. So I rolled it over here and hoisted it up. I had to try it a few different times, like a couple of times I hoisted it up there and then it fell down and about broke my back in two, but I eventually got it up there. And then I put this other board up there just to kind of help stabilize it even more. And it seems pretty solid. I mean, if I push on it hard, it moves a little, but you know, I'm not going to be like karate chopping it or anything, you know, because my karate chops are so strong, they'll probably knock it down. So I think, you know, it'll probably be pretty stable. And the idea is to eventually have a few more targets up here and basically turn it into a knife/axe throwing range, and even be able to set up like 2 liters. Bowling pins actually make pretty good knife throwing targets, believe it or not. Just different things, so there's a lot of stuff to throw at, because I want to start doing some videos with knives, and may do some, you know, Dad likes throwing tomahawks, so we may do some tomahawk throwing videos on the main channel and knife throwing videos on the And Son channel, or, you know, vice versa, a little bit of all of that. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to set that up. So there you have it. There's the first incarnation of the knife throwing range. And you guys that have been following the channel for a while, you know we've got the one up there by the shooting table that Dad built. I think I helped him, I can't remember, back in, I don't know, several years ago. And we sort of got into it, but then got out of it. But I wanted to build something in a different spot so I could add more stuff. It's kind of the idea. So also I wanted to show you kind of like how I approach knife throwing. I'm not an expert by any means. This is just me showing you what I do as a beginning knife thrower, if it means anything to you at all. So, all right. So like I said, up here is like kind of my half turn, where I'm literally just flipping the knife over like that. And also I can gauge that there's several different elements to throwing a knife. Now I use the flip method. I know there's a way you can throw it kind of like a spear or something. I don't know, I like to do it based on just flipping the knife. And based on how it sticks, I can tell if I need to get closer, or get further away, or throw it harder, or throw it less hard. Because those are the two main factors of throwing a knife. Well, your form, but also how hard, how fast you throw it, how long it takes to get to the target. Because, so for example, if I'm right here, and if this is, let's say, the perfect distance for me to flip this knife over and have it stick straight, if I decide to throw it twice as hard, well, the knife is going to get there before it has time to get turned around, and it's not going to be good. So I have to basically judge it based on that. So like, I'm going to throw it too hard. Let's see what it does. See how it didn't even get a chance to flip around. Basically what happened was it just came through the air like that. Let's see, I was throwing it this way. So it just flipped up and bam, hit right there when it needed more time in the air to get turned around and hit that way. So that's the kind of stuff you have to sort of gauge. Now, if I was closer and I threw it the same way I normally would from back there, then basically it's gonna, well, that didn't really tell me much. But it's gonna kind of create the same effect that it did there before. It's not gonna have enough time in the air, so I've got to like throw it a lot slower to stick it. So, I don't know if that tells you anything or not. I'm gonna grab my other knife over here, because this one I'm not very good, that cold steel Shadow, I'm not very good at throwing it from the handle because it has that loop on there. The loop, I don't know what the purpose of it is, but it kind of hits my palm, and I haven't really nailed being able to throw it from the handle. So I want to take you back to my full spin distance, which I do this one at half turn too. This is the cold steel, what is this thing called? The True Flight Thrower. Let's get the dirt off of it. I've messed with this thing a lot. I plan on doing a video on this knife at some point. I've actually got 2 or 3 of them, but I've only been throwing one. So I wanted to have one that's like nice and new in the box and everything to show you guys, but one that I've been using. And I've thrown this a lot. I just leave it outside. I don't even take it in. And so far the paracord is staying on, and it's a pretty tough knife so far. So like for this one, I think it's about the same. I think it's a little, feels like it's a little heavier maybe. Yeah. So if you're first getting into knife throwing, I would definitely start with the half turn. It's just so much easier, and it gives you a good reference point. See, like right there, I didn't give it enough chance to get turned around, so I was maybe a little close or threw it too fast or something. There we go. See, that one barely made it. Almost turned around too much. But that's the kind of stuff you got to notice to kind of figure out how to do your spacing and how fast you throw it. All right, so this board right here is kind of my marker for the full spin. This is a little bit more of a challenge, of course, because I'm throwing it from the handle, and I'm literally spinning an entire rotation. It also helps if you hit the target too. Let's try that again. And for me, knife throwing at this level is one of those things where when I first come out and start throwing a knife, which I had thrown it a bunch before this video, I should have. Didn't have time, we were doing a lot of other things. I'll miss a bunch when I first, because I'm kind of trying to sort of calibrate it and everything, recalibrate it, and then once I start hitting it, then I start being pretty consistent with it. All right, let's try that again. All right, throwing it too low again. All right. So let's see. I think it didn't quite get turned around. It was a bad shot. I need to be a little further back. I may have marked that wrong. Oh, this is how it goes when you just let the camera roll. Okay. Try again. I'm gonna get it figured out, and I'm gonna stick a bunch of them. You watch. It's gonna happen. Okay. Alright, I can't tell what it's doing. I'm not giving up. All right, a few more times. And then I might have to give up. Okay. Oh, what the hell I'm doing wrong? Okay, there we go. So that gives me a reference point for what I was doing. Okay. Now I should, now that I've got it sort of calibrated, I should be able to stick several of these in a row, or at least have a good percentage. And that's what makes knife throwing fun for me, because it's really difficult. I mean, it's a really difficult thing to do. Especially cold with just, oh, there's a target, let me try to hit that with a knife. I mean, there's so many calculations, you know, some conscious, some subconscious that go into it. Okay, see, there's like 3 or 4 in a row. So that's a big part of it, is getting kind of calibrated and getting all that stuff worked out and getting into the groove, and then letting your muscle memory sort of take over and practicing that. And then I guess at some point you get to where you're so comfortable throwing a knife that you can make those calculations really quick. Like if I'm, you know, standing over here and I need to hit that target, then it's like I can sort of gauge the distance. Okay, I need to throw it this hard, you know, and you can just stick it from anywhere. And do all that stuff on the fly. But I'm not to that point yet. I'm at the point where, like, I find a spot, I throw it several times, I figure out, okay, this is how I need to do it, and then I can consistently get those sticks once I kind of got that figured out, as you saw there, which, you know, that's how it goes when just doing a video like this. All right, before I let you go, though, I'm going to try the tomahawk. Earlier I was throwing it from about right here for the full spin distance. It's kind of hard to do a half. I'm not even sure how you would go about doing a half spin on a tomahawk, but there we go. Let's try it. Look at that. Now, tomahawk typically is a little bit easier. So, you know, if you want to start out with a tomahawk, just kind of get the feel of it, then that might be the way to go. But this is kind of far away. For some reason, I have to be this far back to get a full spin. I don't know why. But there you go. There's 2 in a row. So anyway, sorry this is like a long, weird video, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys this and give you some idea of where I'm at with knife throwing, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing it. Looking forward to finishing up this target array and everything, and doing some videos. And see, when I do the reviews of the knives, it's not about my skill, because I don't have skills in throwing knives. So I'm going to be throwing a lot and practicing right before I do the video and get in the groove, so that I can, you know, stick them somewhat consistently for the videos and everything. It'll just be about kind of showing you the knife, and, you know, if it's durable, or if I feel like I can throw it as easy as others, and also just seeing it stick and stuff like 2 liters and, you know, different things like that, because I played around with that some, and it's pretty fun. But anyways, before I let you go, of course, don't forget, if you can, support the people who support us, like the NRA. Go into the link and join the NRA if you have not done that. budsgunshop.com. I don't know if they sell knives or not, but I know some of you guys like guns, and they have those over at budsgunshop.com. Also, Federal Ammo. Guns, unlike knives, do run out of ammo, so Federal Ammo, we appreciate them. And SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute. If you're interested in gunsmithing, go check them out. And then also we appreciate our Gone Club members. Maybe I'll throw up some behind the scenes. This was kind of like a behind the scenes video, but that's sort of how the Ant Son channel is, I guess. But maybe I'll throw up some, I don't know, some knife throwing stuff or something over there sometime. But I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.